Hello, I'm Jean-Eric with CGS-TV. I'm here with David Tracy from VRay, who's going to tell us about all the wonderful things they're up to this year. So what's happening at Siggraph this year for VRay?
A lot. A lot is happening at Siggraph this year. The big thing for us is the VR stuff we've been doing. We have a VR bar set up in the booth. We have special new camera types within VRay for Max and VRay for Maya. Also, we released VRay for Nuke just yesterday, so it's another new product in the VRay product line.
VRay has been around for ages now. I mean, it's been used by everyone. Who are your typical customers?
You know, it really runs the gamut. We cross so many industries now. I mean, architecture was, where we really made a big dent, but then in 2010 when Maya came out, VRay for Maya, really was adopted nicely in the VFX industry. But also automotive, a lot of design, virtualization stuff, so jewelry design. It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's always surprising. You'll go to the gallery and you're like, definitely medical, yeah.
I guess engineering, industrial, the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's fun because each industry has its own challenges, so and different needs for the customer there. So it's kind of fun for us to. It really pushes the development.
What's your relationship with your existing customers from in the entertainment industry, specifically film and game? How do you work with them? How do you get a feedback, and how do you interact with that?
So the developers are very active in working with the studios and getting feedback. One of the comments we often get about our betas is that they're already production ready when a studio first tries out the beta. A really good example is VRay for Nuke. So much of that was already used in production before it came out. And also the VRay for really any version that comes out, chances are it's already been used in a film or a project or something like that. So, and we're often like flying the developers out, meeting with the people, meeting with the artists.
So what have been the biggest challenges, I guess, over the past few years in terms of rendering technology? You're always up at the cutting edge. What are the biggest challenges, and how did you tackle them, and what's the fruit of your research?
So we have kind of our own research and development arm of Chaos Group, and one thing that's been a challenge for us that we've been working on is GPU rendering. If you're just doing straight ray tracing in a GPU render, it's very, very fast, but as soon as you add the functionality of a CPU renderer, it slows it down considerably. Things like subsurface scattering, hair, fur, displacement, things of that sort. So we've been able to implement all of those things into the last version of Maya and Max, but we wanted to make sure we did it so that but you still had the performance.
I believe you said also that you're going to be supporting new platforms other than Maya and 3ds Max. I think you mentioned Modo.
Yeah, Modo is about a month away, and that's in its final beta. It's still available to try, so you can get in and try it out. And then VRay for Nuke, just came out yesterday.
Wow, it's a busy year for you guys this year at Siggraph.
Yes, we're all over the place. Yeah, the Nuke thing to me is really, really interesting because you can see how a renderer fits into Maya and Max and Modo for that point. But Nuke is, you have a ray tracer inside of a compositing program, so we had to make sure that it was node-based. Nuke just wasn't designed to handle that sort of geometry, so that was a challenge. So we have proxies, VRay proxies that load into Nuke, and then they load at render time. There was a lot to it. But
it must have been a lot of work for you guys. It sounds like a massive amount of work.
We got a lot of support from the foundry. It was about 2 years of a little R&D on it. We wanted to make sure, and we had some really great people at different studios like Lip Sync that really put it through its paces. And what's amazing about it is that so generally when you're a compositor, you're kind of at the end of you're like waiting, you get the stuff from lighting, you get the stuff from 3D, and it's your job to make sure everything fits nicely. But if a lighter forgets a pass or anything like that, the compositor now can just move a light or change the whatever. You can take out a car, put in a different car. All of this is constantly updating live, and you're getting a true VRay render inside of Nuke, so you're getting your final frame render right within.
Could you add some hair to some actor that doesn't have that much hair?
You could try.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, David. That was David Tracy from VRay. I'm Jean-Eric for CGS-TV.